Welcome. This is Vinyasa 2. I'm Katie from Yoga on the Lake with Destination Kohler. We'll begin in a hero's pose. You can just come down to your mat, and as you're ready, just move yourself into a child's pose. Send the fingertips forward. Start to rest in the forehead, the third eye center. Create a nice little bit of length from the fingertips all the way back toward your hips. Take a few moments just to rock your forehead side to side. And just know that this practice, this 45-minute little bit of flow, is totally up to you to modify, to amplify, finding the variation that works for you and your body. And then begin to connect with your own breath. Take your next inhale in through the nose, creating that ujjayi breath, the sound of waves crashing. And through an open throat, closed mouth, allow the exhale to travel through the back side of the body, through the ribs, through the low back and the torso. 2 more breaths, filling up on the inhale. And exhale, let the air travel and exit through the body. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale, let it go. Rise up on all fours. Make your way up on the hands and knees into a tabletop space, spreading the fingertips wide to the webbing. On your inhale, move into your first cow pose. Take your gaze, your heart center forward. And exhale, round the spine for cat back. Looking toward the back of your mat. Navel draws in and up. Wave forward as you inhale again. Shine the heart and broaden through the collarbones. Exhale, round. Draw the low belly in and up. Taking 1 more round. Moving into your cow pose. Exhale, cat the back. And then from a neutral spine, curl the toes, lift your hips high for downward facing dog. Take a few moments just to pedal the feet, bending your knees. Option to sway your head from side to side. Biceps frame the ears as you ground down into the index knuckles. Feel a little bit of a lift out of the wrist crease. Take a bend into your knees, look forward toward your fingertips. Exhale, travel, step or float, come to the top of the mat. Separate the feet right away for Ragdoll Uttanasana. Wrap opposite arm around opposite elbow. And just start to sway gently from right to left. If it feels good, bend the knees. Take a big bend, take a soft bend, whatever you need. Couple more breaths. Option to switch up the arms or take chest expansion if you like. Interlace the fingertips at the small of the back. And as you begin to rinse through the shoulders, stay connected to your breath. Might start to straighten the legs if that feels good. Release the fingertips underneath your face. Heel toe the feet together. Big toes come together to touch. As you inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Lengthen the spine, crown of the head moves forward, tailbone travels back. Stay for 1 more breath in. And dive down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Bend into your knees, draw your hands to your hip crease. With a flat back, roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Standing tall, release the hands to heart center. Close your eyes. Intentions, dedications. 1 more inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Ha. Hands lift up overhead, Tadasana. Stretch the palms. Soften the shoulders down away from your ears. And as you exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Lead with the heart. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. High plank, step back. Pause here. Hips are as high as the shoulders. Actively reach the heels back. Crown of the head reaches forward. Press the floor away. Draw the low belly in and up as you take 1 more inhale. And exhale, slowly release all the way down onto your belly. Beautiful, ladies. Setting up for Cobra, Bhujangasana. Zip up the legs. Traction the heart center forward. Think about broadening the collarbones. Sending your heart, your gaze forward. Feel the strength of your spine. Stay lifted for 1 more breath in. Exhale, release back to your forehead. Once more, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Inhale. Exhale, let the head come back down to the mat. High plank or tabletop, press yourself up. Downward facing dog, return. Lift your right leg high to the sky. Bend your right knee, start to open the right side body up. Choose to stay right here, otherwise move into your expression. You can roll the toes, flex and point your right foot. Move into a flip dog or wild thing if that's in your practice. Just finding a little back bend, beautiful, Erin. Send your hips high, opening the throat. Return to a 3-legged dog. And then switch out the legs. Right toes come down to the mat. Left leg takes the lift. Three-legged down dog with an open hip. Stacking the left hip on top of the right. Same choices. Feel free to roll the ankle, flex and point the toe, or come into a flip dog, wild thing expression. Beautiful, ladies. Come back over to a three-legged dog. Release the left toes back down to the mat. And bend your knees, look to your hands. Travel, step or float, come to the top. Right away, lift halfway as you inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Mountain Tadasana, stretch the hands high to the sky. Option to take palms together to touch. This time add a back bend, cactus the elbows. Lift your gaze as you open the throat. Inhale Tadasana, stretch the arms high. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back or float back to a high plank. Flowing through Chaturanga Dandasana with this exhale. And inhale, take a big breath in, open your heart for upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, we'll meet back in downward facing. Always feel free to modify and amplify this part of the practice. Bend your knees, inhale, look to the top. Travel, step or float, moving through one more run of Sunday. Lift halfway as you inhale. Exhale, fold. Rise, Tadasana, big breath in. Exhale, cactus these arms out to the sides. Inhale, Tadasana, straighten the arms. Exhale, forward fold, bow. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, flow, hands plant, step back or float back. Moving down to the exhale. And opening your heart as you take a big inhale. Find your way back into a downward facing dog. Big toes together to touch. Bend your knees, look to the hands. Travel, step or float to the top, making your way to chair pose, Utkatasana. As you take the weight into the heels of the feet, draw the thighs toward the midline. Engage your pelvic floor, navel to spine. You can always modify by taking the hands to heart center. Otherwise, it feels okay in your shoulder space. Rotate your pinky fingers in. One last option, palms can come together to touch overhead. Stay with your chair for one more inhale. Exhale, forward fold, bow. Separate the feet, coming into a folded twist. Left hand grounds, bend into the left knee as you take your right palm high to the sky. Opening these arms floor to ceiling, creating space with the elbows, the wrists, and the fingertips for one more breath in. Switch out the sides, right hand down. Bend your right knee, twist toward the left side. Once more, each direction, left hand down. Bend the left knee, lift the right palm high. Back through center, fold a twist. Open the left hand high. Come back through center, heel toe the feet together to touch. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, flow through, step back, float back. Return to your downward facing dog. Observe your breath as you've started to build a little bit of heat. Connect with the palms. And then lift the right leg high to the sky. Hips stay square. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, nose to knee, round and cat the back. Take it back up, three-legged downward facing dog. Look to your hands, step through to a low runner's lunge. Right foot steps between the hands. And then begin to straighten your right leg. Square the hips. Send the right hip bone back as you fold, leading with the heart. Bend back into the right knee. Rise to a crescent lunge. Inhale, root to rise. Stack the right knee over the right ankle. Biceps frame the ears. Ground down through the feet as you activate through the back left heel. Take one more breath in, creating space to the side obliques, the ribs. Airplane the arms behind you. Shift your heart forward, but draw the low belly in and up off of the right thigh. Activate through your arms, squeezing an imaginary beach ball behind you. Inhale, return to crescent lunge, high lunge. Big transition, step to the top of the mat, chair pose with airplane arms. Feel free to lift the heels right away as you come to your chair pose. Activate through the arms here as you opening to the chest. And then tabletop these arms, lower the heels, and then take yourself into a sweet forward fold. Option to plant the hands, lift yourself up into a crow pose, Vikasana. If you're taking this transition, you're welcome to stay for about 3 breaths. And eventually find your way back through high plank, step back or float back. Flow through your vinyasa, beautiful. Love the variations. We'll all return back into a downward facing dog. And then we'll switch out the legs. Left heel takes the lift. Hips are square. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose to knee, round and cat the back. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, low lunge. Step the left foot between your hands. Belly lifts off the left thigh as you straighten into the left leg. Hips are squared, right hip draws forward, left hip moves back. One more breath in. Exhale, return to your lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, high lunge. Root to rise as you stack the left knee over the left ankle. Feel an opening through the front right side of your hip. Soften the shoulders away from the bottom or away from your ears. Inhale, hands take a little bit more space up. Exhale, airplane these arms, open your heart forward. Inhale, return, crescent lunge, high lunge. Reach the arms up high. Transition to a chair pose with airplane arms. Step to the top of the mat, big toes together to touch. Option to lift these heels here. Inhale, tabletop, reach the arms forward, stay low in your chair. Exhale, forward fold, option to flow through crow pose. Plant the hands, find your second arm balance. Beautiful strength, ladies. Low belly draws in, elbows hug toward the midline. 1 to 2 more breaths, step back or float back. Make your way through flow. And find your way into a downward facing dog. Right leg takes the lift, down dog kick. Inhale. Exhale, right knee toward the right tricep. Squeeze toward the midline and then draw the right toes toward the right wrist. Inhale, extend the right leg nice and high. Back to a 3-legged downward facing dog. Take that one more time. Right knee toward the right elbow. Right toes to the right wrist. Last time, lift and lengthen. If you'd like to add an arm balance, feel free to take this into mountain climbers, hurdlers pose, chaturanga the arms. Beautiful. Straightening the right leg or keeping the right knee in a bend. And then take it to a wide runner's lunge. So right foot will step outside of the right pinky toe, outside of the right pinky finger. And then the left leg reaches back. Stay here on long arms. Otherwise, release to the back left knee. And then take your twist. Right hand takes the lift. Open these arms up floor to ceiling. If you'd like, you can take the top right hand and reach back for the left toes. Otherwise, continue to open the arms floor to ceiling for 1 to 2 more breaths. Beautiful, ladies. Big transition from here. We're going to take it into a Skandasana. Right knee is going to stay in a bend. As you turn your gaze over toward the left side, left leg will stay nice and long. Hands can come to heart center, or feel free to explore walking the hands further away from your body. Opening into the groin, the thighs. Deep stretch through the legs. Notice your breath. Take one more inhale. Exhale, look toward your back left toes. And then just start to transition to a high side lunge as you bend your left knee. Arms are going to open up into a big T. Squeeze the shoulder blades as you move your heart forward, tailbone back. Take one more breath in. Stay for this exhale. Transition to a reaching lunge. Pivot the body, reach the arms out toward the right toes. Belly lifts off of the right thigh. Lots of length through the fingertips, through the back left heel. Take a strong inhale. And then cactus these arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades. As you inhale, start to lift your gaze up, sending your heart up toward the sky. And then exhale, wave right back down. Moving with breath. Inhale, wave yourself up. And exhale, take the hands to heart center. Begin to float forward into warrior 3. Floating the left toes off the mat. Left hip drops into place, left thigh presses up. Option to keep the hands at the heart or stretch the palms forward. Creating lots of length for one more breath. And then softly transition to a low runner's lunge. Hands will frame the right toes. Seal the back left foot to the floor. Reverse warrior as you inhale. Windmill these arms up. Right hand lifts up high. Lots of space coming in through the right side of the torso. Right knee stacks over the right ankle in a deep bend. Take one more breath in. Exhale, side angle, right elbow to the right thigh or right hand down to the floor. Create an open sensation through the fingertips. Inhale, come up to star pose. Lift both hands up high to the sky. Turn the heels and the toes out. Exhale, horse, deep bend into the knees. Sit up nice and tall through the spine. Inhale, come back into a star pose. To the front of your mat, warrior 2. Right knee's gonna take the bend this time. And then again, inhale, reverse your warrior for a breath in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the floor to a low runner's lunge. Close the hips as you step back, high plank to low plank, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, heart opens. Exhale, return to your downward facing dog. Taking our flow on the left side. Come back to your breath. And then lift the left leg up high to the sky. 3-legged down dog, hips are square. Take a deep breath in. Left knee toward the left elbow, left toes to the left wrist. Feel this hugging in as you squeeze and press the floor away. Inhale, take that 2 more times. Lift and lengthen. Knee to elbow, toes to the left wrist. Last time. Feel free to take that 1 more time or incorporate your arm balance, coming into arm balance of hurdlers, straightening the left leg like Aaron, or keeping the left knee bent like Megan over here with mountain climbers. Beautiful strength, ladies. Meet me back in a 3-legged down dog 1 more time. And then step the left foot outside the left pinky finger. Wide runner's lunge. Both hands are inside the left big toe. Option to stay right here or to lower down to the elbows. If you like, you can take the back right knee down to the mat. And then find your twist. Send the right hand up high to the sky. Opening the arms floor to ceiling. Option to stay here or take the left hand, reach back to collect the right toes. Finding a nice quad stretch. And then release out of your twist. Take both hands inside the left foot. Start to pivot the tailbone and move yourself into Skandasana, side lunge. Left knee and left toes pointing in the same direction. Option to keep the hands at heart or feel free to walk the palms forward. Mindful that if this shape is not working in your body for any reason, you can always come into a higher version or stay with a center squat. 1 more breath here, ladies. And gently release the hands. Bend into the right knee, moving into a high side lunge. So staying up a little bit taller as you open the arms out into a big T. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind the heart. Belly draws in and up. And then look toward your left big toe. Reach the arms forward for a reaching lunge. So similar through a crescent leg. Biceps frame the ears, finding lots of length through the fingertips toward the back right heel. Exhale, cactus these arms, squeeze your shoulder blades. Inhale, keep this elbow, and then lift your heart center up. Exhale, wave it back down. Belly stays lifted off the left thigh. Once more, inhale, wave yourself up. And then take the hands to heart center. Find warrior 3, float forward as you lift the right toes off of the mat. Hands can stay at the heart or feel free to play with reaching these arms forward. Low lunge is where we will meet. Hands will frame the left toes. And then windmill up, reverse warrior. Right hand lifts you up. Left knee stacks over the left ankle. Continue to feel the side ribs, the space between the ribs, the intercostals opening, expanding. Take 1 more inhale. Side angle, Utthita Parsvakonasana. Stretch the right hand out over the face. Feel this long line of energy from the right fingertips toward the back right toes. Inhale for star pose. Find length as you draw the palms up overhead, the heels and toes out. And exhale, return to your horse, yogi squat. Stay for another breath in. Exhale, let it go. Back to star, inhale. Toward the left, warrior 2. Pivot the body, left knee stacks over the left ankle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Lay back as you open up through the left side 1 more time. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, high plank to low plank. Flow through Vinyasa, lowering with the exhale. Open the heart as you take a big breath in. Back into a downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana, beautiful transition. Taking our flow full mandala, so we'll take it twice on the right, twice on the left. Opportunity to play with shapes, move with your breath. Take the right heel, lift it up nice and high. Exhale, right knee toward the right tricep, right toes to the mat. Take that back up 1 more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Right knee toward the right elbow. Optional arm balance or set the right foot down as you're ready. Wide runner's lunge. Left hand grounds, right hand spins up high as you twist. Right away, Skandasana, right knee stays in a bend, hands come to the heart. High side lunge, bend your left knee, open these arms out to a big T. Beautiful, ladies. Transition to the front of your mat. Reaching lunge, reach both arms out toward the right leg. Exhale, cactus these arms. Inhale, lift your elbows, lift your gaze. Exhale, wave it back down. Once more, inhale, wave your torso up. Take the hands to heart center, warrior 3, fly forward. And softly release back to your low runner's lunge. Inhale, reverse warrior, windmill these arms up. Stay deep in the front right knee as you lay back. Exhale, side angle, right hand down, left hand takes the lift. Star pose, inhale. Exhale, horse, deepen into the legs. Rise to star pose. And then transition to the back of your mat. Left knee takes the bends, take the gaze for the left leg. Inhale, reverse your warrior, lay back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to frame the left toes. Chaturanga, step back, float back. Beautiful floating left toes. And we'll take this once more on the right side. Same right leg takes the lift as you inhale. Right knee toward the right elbow, right toes to the right wrist. Once more, retrace the steps. And again, option to arm bounce or take it right into a wide runner's lunge. Option to play or option to take it right into the lunge. Skandasana, pivot the tailbone. And then take yourself into this hands to heart center. Open the arms up to a T, side lunge toward the back of your mat. Reaching warrior, pivot the body. Hands will reach over the right leg. Exhale, cactus these arms. Inhale, lift your heart center. Exhale, wave it back down. Belly stays lifted off the right thigh. Last time, wave yourself up. Hands to heart center. Find warrior 3. Fly forward, lift the left thigh up. Soft landing into a low lunge. Hands will frame the right toes. Reverse warrior, windmill the arms up. Stay deep in the front right knee. Exhale, side angle, right elbow down, left hand high. Star pose, inhale. Exhale, horse, bend into the legs. Come back to star, inhale. To the left, warrior 2, bend into the left knee. Keep this left knee bent as you reverse, lay back. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Flow through vinyasa. Stay connected to your breath. Come back into a downward facing dog. Switch out the legs. Left heel takes the lift, down dog kick. Inhale here. And then take the left knee to the left elbow, left toes to the left wrist. Find this little bit of hugging on the left side. Retrace the steps. Once more, knee to elbow, toes to the wrist. Arm balance is there if you'd like to play. Chaturanga your arms. And then make your way into a wide runner's lunge. Left foot outside of the left hand. Take your twist. Left hand spins up toward the sky. Skandasana, bend into the left knee as you pivot the tailbone. Hands to heart or reach the hands forward. Side lunge to the back of your mat. Lift a little bit higher this time as you move your heart forward. Pivot toward the left toes, reaching lunge. Biceps frame the ears. Exhale, cactus these elbows. Inhale, lift your heart, your sternum up. Then exhale, wave it back down, moving with breath. Inhale, lift it up one more time. Hands to heart center, fly forward into warrior 3. Beautiful arms, low runner's lunge, soft landing. Seal the back right foot as you windmill up into reverse warrior. Lift the left palm high as you open to the left side body. Side angle, Parsvakonasana. Open up floor to ceiling. Inhale, star pose, reach it up. Exhale, horse, deep bend into the knees, sit up nice and tall. Back to star pose, inhale, fill up. Warrior 2 to the back of your mat. Keep this right knee in a bend, reverse, lay back. Exhale, chaturanga, cartwheel the hands, frame the right toes. Step back to a high plank, descend with the chaturanga. Open the heart, big breath in. Downward facing dog, same left leg takes the lift as you inhale. Left knee to the left elbow, left toes to the left wrist. Once more, inhale, lengthen. Knee to elbow, option to arm balance one last time, or feel free to take it right into your wide runner's lunge. As you arrive, take your twist. Left hand takes the lift, open up floor to ceiling. Pivot the tailbone, Skandasana. High side lunge, switch out the legs. Look toward your left toes, reaching warrior. Pivot the body as you reach forward. Exhale, cactus these arms, beautiful bend. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, wave it back down. Once more, wave it up. Exhale, take the hands to heart, fly forward, warrior 3. Take it all the way down to a low runner's lunge, soften into your landing. Windmill up into a reverse warrior, right heel seals to the mat, left knee stays in a deep bend. Exhale, side angle. Star pose, inhale. Exhale, horse, big bend into the knees. Back up, star pose. To the right, warrior 2, adjust the legs. Keep the right knee bent as you reverse, lay back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, frame the right toes. Step back, high plank to low plank. Flow through vinyasa. Mindful of the breath, mindful of the transitions. Come back into a traditional downward facing dog, and then come down to your hands and knees. Take a few organic movements side to side, wave the obliques, the rib cage. Feel free to take the ear to one shoulder. Just stretching the body side to side. Whatever feels good in your body, take as much time as you need. And then when you're ready, come into a puppy dog. So walk the palms forward for Anahatasana. Continue to lift your tailbone straight up toward the sky. And as you rest on the chest, the chin, or the forehead, just feel the slight lift through the armpits, the space along the side body. And then slither forward into a Sphinx. Ground down through the elbows. Soft back bend here. And then just release the right ear to the right shoulder. Swivel the chin, take the left ear to the left shoulder. Come back through center. Stretch the right arm out to a big T. So open the right arm out toward the side of your mat. And then the left hand's gonna slide under the left shoulder. Press into your left palm as you roll over onto the right side of your chest. Feel a nice open sensation through the right side of your shoulder. Option to bend your left knee. Use the left hand to take a quad stretch like Aaron here. Or just let the left toes fall down to the floor. Whatever feels best for 1 to 2 more breaths. Lots of intentional breath into the right side of the chest, the upper back. And gently release through the body. Open the left arm out to a big T. Slide the right hand underneath the right shoulder. And then just simply press into the right palm as you roll onto the left side. Catching the same variation of the legs. Right knee can take a bend. Reach around with the right hand to collect the right foot. Or just allow the right foot to softly land. Release back onto your bellies. Zip up the legs, and then interlace the hands with the small of the back, setting up for Loka Skalabhasana. As you inhale, lift the shoulder heads off of the mat, opening the heart center. Option to float the toes off the mat. If there's any tension in the low back, simply release the toes back down to the floor. Otherwise, stay lifted for 1 to 2 more breaths in this deep back bend. Feeling the strength of your back lift you up for 1 more inhale. And gently release, hands to the shoulders. And press yourself up into a tabletop space. Come back to a neutral spine. Option to move through cow or cat if you like. Back into a neutral spine. Simply draw the right toes to the back of your mat. Floating the right toes, lift the right thigh up, but then feel the right hip drop into place. And then extend your left palm forward, coming into a spinal balance. Inhale, fill up, find more length. Exhale, knee to elbow, elbow to knee, round and cat the back. 2 more times, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze everything in, feel this compression of the low belly. Last time, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. And again, retrace. Finding length, this time bend your left elbow to reach back to collect the right toes. Coming into a half bow. Simply turn your gaze toward the left. Lift out of the right palm. Beautiful. And then release the left hand. Keep the right toes lifted. And then just simply swing the right toes over toward the side of your mat. Set the right toes in line with the left knee. And then take the right palm underneath your face. Option to stretch this left hand high, floor to ceiling. Take 1 more breath in, and then thread the needle past the left arm under toward the extended right toes. If you'd like, you can take the right palm into the left hip crease, or simply leave the right palm where it is. Enjoying this deep twist through the chest, breathing into the thighs and the hips. When you're ready, unwind, come back into a tabletop, hands and knees. And we'll switch out the legs. Send your left toes to the back of the mat. Reach your right palm forward, finding spinal balance on the second side. Right thumb turns up like you were shaking hands. Inhale, draw the low belly in. Exhale, knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Squeeze and cat the back. 2 more times. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Beautiful, move with your breath. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Reach it long, inhale. And then come into the half bow, reach the right hand to the back as you bend your left knee. No need to force, no need to grip. Just take this little chest opening back bend for 1 to 2 more breaths. Right hand releases down to the mat. Swing your left toes over to the left side. Line the left toes align with the right knee. And walk the left hand underneath your face. Reach the right arm out wide. Option to take it floor to ceiling. When you're ready, thread the right arm toward the extended left leg. Left palm can walk forward or draw the left palm in toward the right hip crease. And again, enjoying this little variation, opening and twisting through the body, finding a sense of surrender as you begin to let go. Beautiful, ladies. Come back through center, back into a tabletop. And then make your way back into a downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Curl the toes, lift your tailbone nice and high. Lift the right leg straight up overhead. This time take the right knee toward the left elbow. Just one time. Retrace, take that one more time. This time if you'd like to add fallen triangle, take the right knee toward the left elbow. Float the left fingertips as you move the right toes out toward the side, opening this up floor to ceiling. Come back to a three-legged dog, left palm down, right leg takes the lift. Option to stay here again, bend your right knee, finding wild thing if that's in your practice. Opening it up floor to ceiling, beautiful expression. Last time back into a three-legged downward facing dog, right hand connects with the mat. Then sweep the right shin to the top of your mat for a half pigeon, Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Ideally balancing the weight from side to side. Walk the hands under the shoulders. And as you sit up nice and tall, choose to stay here. Begin to walk the palms forward. Rest on the elbows or rest on the forehead. If you have a pillow handy or a block, you can always modify, bringing this little bit of extra cushion underneath the head. One last option, if this is not happening in your body, no worries. You can always lie on your back, like Megan here. She's gonna lie down, crisscross her right ankle over her left knee for a supine expression. Intentional breath for about 3 to 5 breaths into the hip space. Finding softness with each inhale. Exhale, let it go. And then whether you're on long arms like Aaron, you can start to walk the hands back under the shoulders. And if you're like Megan, you can stay on your back. And gently rock side to side. We'll meet in downward dog. If you're on your back like Megan, you can just rock yourself up, crisscross at the ankles. We'll all meet back in downward Adho Mukha Shavasana. Switch up the legs, take the left heel straight up. Keeping the hips square, draw the left knee toward the right elbow, cross it underneath the body. Inhale, retrace the same step. Left knee toward the right elbow, and this time extend the left toes out toward the side, floating the right arm up nice and high for fallen triangle. Feel the lift of the right side of the ribs as you open these arms floor to ceiling. Retrace back to a three-legged dog, right palm down, left leg takes the lift. Allow this hip to open, so draw the left knee up toward the sky. Option to flip the dog if that's there. Find this sweet little back bend. As you're ready, come back over to a three-legged downward facing dog, left heel lifts high. And then send your left shin forward for half pigeon on the left, Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. And again, you can explore the sensations on the second side, know what feels best. And if it's better for you, option to lie down and take the supine expression. Crisscross the left ankle over the right knee. Right toes can stay planted, or you can just interlace the palms behind the right thigh. And if you're in a sleeping expression, again, start to walk the palms forward, finding the desired amount of stretch in the spine as you rest in the forehead. Notice if you're holding any tension. Super common. Do what you can to send extra softening, extra breath and awareness deep into the hip space. Notice your breath building with your inhale. Create a loud sound of your inhale in through the nose. Deep exhale. One more breath. And exhale, let that breath go. Come back up onto long arms. If you're on your back, simply crisscross at the ankles. Yes, find a little outer hip stretch. Move through tabletop. And then meet back in downward facing dog one last time. Come back onto the palms. Bend your knees, big toes come together to touch. Look toward your hands. Exhale, travel, step or float, come to the top of your mat. Big toes come together for chair pose, Utkatasana. Revisit this shape that we had at the beginning of class. Get low in your seats. Again, modify the arms, or maybe this time you take the palms together to touch. Take one more breath in. And exhale, just lower down 2 inches. Belly to spine, take one more inhale. Exhale, lower down another 2 inches. We're moving toward boat pose. So however you like to find your way there, simply lower down to the tailbone. And then just start to float the toes off of the mat. Maintain this hugging into the thighs, the knees, the big toes. Beautiful, ladies. And then as you draw your heart center toward the knees, feel the spine grow nice and long here. Deep breath in. Exhale. Wherever you are, take the arms either up high or straight forward. Exhale, twist to the right side. Draw the right palm back, the left palm forward. Beautiful. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, twist it over to the left. Maintain your steady breath 2 more times. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Back through center, inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Come back through center one last time. Exhale, lower and hover 2 inches off the floor, floating the heels, floating the palms. Take one more breath in, and then gently release it all down toward the floor. Draw your knees in toward your chest. Coming into wind removing posture. Feel this compression as you draw the arms around your shins. Nose can lift up to the knees. You can start to rock right to left. Just feeling a nice, sweet little bit of release. And then from here, we're gonna move into a bridge pose. So as you ground to the 4 corners of both feet, point all 10 toes forward. On this first version of bridge, you can just press the heels into the floor and then send the hips up high to the sky. Do what you can to allow the shoulders to wrap under the back body. Palms may come together to touch. Or you're gonna swipe the fingertips across the back of your heels. Feeling your chest open. Try not to clench the glutes too much. Use the strength of your legs to stay lifted for 1 to 2 more breaths in. When you're ready, release down to Supta Baddha Konasana. Taking the soles of the feet together to touch, open the knees up wide. One hand over your heart, one hand over your belly. Option to close the eyes and truly feel the breath as it moves and travels through the body. We'll take one last back bend all together. The invitation to come back into bridge is there. Otherwise, come into a full wheel, Urdhva Dhanurasana. If you're taking full wheel, you'll just slide the hands behind the shoulders and then eventually straightening the arms, pressing your hips high to the sky. And again, continue to point all 10 toes forward. Do what you can to avoid the toes, the knees turning out to the sides. In your second back bend, feel free to stay lifted about 3 to 5 breaths, a little bit longer than the first back bend. Come back down into Supta Baddha Konasana. Release the knees wide, soles of the feet together to touch. And again, send the left hand over your heart, the one hand over your belly. And then allowing the body to cool, simply slide the hands toward the outer thighs, the knees. Close the knees together, and this time extend the heels up high for unsupported Viparita Karani. Option to release the arms out to a T or to a goal post. And just enjoy this little bit of reverse, moving the blood in the opposite direction, cooling the body down. Choose to stay here, or if you like, you can take this into plow pose. If you practice that normally, feel free to extend the toes up high and release the toes behind the crown of the head. If there's any tension in the neck or shoulders, simply release back down. Ideally, the weight is in the shoulders versus the neck or the head. Beautiful, ladies. Start to retrace. And then come back into wind removing posture. Draw the knees in toward your chest. And then wrap the right leg on top of the left once or twice. Eagle the legs. Open the arms out wide to a T. Release the knees over toward the left as you turn the gaze to the right palm. Feel a nice sense of letting go or release through the chest. Ideally, both shoulder heads are softly pressing down to the floor. Inhale, come back through center. Switch out the legs, wrap the left leg on top of the right once or twice. Knees will fall to the right, gaze will turn toward the left. Make your way back through center. And then draw both knees in toward your chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze here. You can even lift your nose all the way up toward your knees. And then set yourself up for final rest, Shavasana. Relax the legs as you open the arms out wide alongside you. Start to let go of any intentional breath. Feel softening through the legs, through the thighs. Soften through the hips, through the whole spine. Soften through the chest, the shoulders, elbows and palms. Feel the sense of support from the ground below, from the mat, from the earth. And then move back into your body. Energy and movement into the toes and the fingers. Stretch the arms long overhead. Take a full body stretch. One last time to exhale. Give yourself a little squeeze. Wrap yourself up in a loving hug. Roll over onto your right side for fetal pose. Relax your head in one arm. Eyes can stay closed. And just pause here. Come back up to a seat using elbow and arm. Any comfortable space, Sukhasana. As you sit up nice and tall, draw the palms together to touch in front of your heart. Connect with your breath. Inhale. Soft exhale. With love, with gratitude for each other, for this space, for this practice. Namaste. Thank you so much. Hopefully you enjoyed this Vinyasa 2 class. We'll see you soon at Destination Kohler.